young, talented, passionate, energetic, looking for that program that has every answers to all the questions bothering your mind as a young person, Generation Next, showing on Orient Television channel 59 and on Star Time channel 113 every Friday by 12:30 p.m. is the show for you as a young person to watch out for. So ensure you're watching. Welcome to today's edition of the Generation Next TV show, and earlier on we were discussing timing, the place of time and time management in the life of the young person. My name is NMAJU, and I'm always glad to welcome you to this edition, to every edition of Generation Next, because this program gives us a platform to talk about issues that concern the young person, like everything that concerns the young person. So right now we're discussing something very interesting. We're discussing reinventing yourself, your knowledge, in a time as this, especially this year that we have COVID-19 disrupting a lot of activities and goals and plans of young people. And I have a wonderful guest in the studio. She's the capacity builder herself, like for those that know her. So she's here to help us do justice to this particular topic of reinventing yourself at a time like this. So you're welcome to the program. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me.
Yes, so can we get to know you?
All right. My name is Chigaemezu Regina. I'm a research assistant at the University of Port Harcourt, and by way of passion, I'm a women empowerment enthusiast. I'm a women development strategist. I have an organization, the Women for Change Initiative. It's a non-governmental organization set out on a mission to build the capacity of women and girls, to equip, empower, and educate them with the necessary skill sets to reinvent themselves at a time like this, with the necessary skills, and empower them to have a voice of their own so as to be able to harness their potentials.
Okay, but I know what you do cut across girls, like
yes.
So it's not see for all the guys. I'm like, this is not our program, or it's a girls issue. No, it's for every young person, be you a guy or a girl. So we're talking about reinventing yourself at a time. What does it mean to reinvent yourself?
Okay, the word reinvention already means that there's been something in existence and we are trying to recreate or modify what has been. So before now, before this time, we always say we're in an information communication technology era, but it's as though Africans and especially Nigerians do not understand what ICT to an extent meant. So we can say that this pandemic, like my mentor will say, this pandemic happened for Africans and for Nigerians and not to us. Why? Because this is the best time as youths for us to play a catch-up game in the ICT sector. This is the best time for us to retool ourselves, recreate ourselves, so that we can catch up with what the global community already sees as the new normal. Okay. The new normal is...
Can I cut you across? You're talking about reinventing yourself. When you talk about ICT here, they'll say, and you're saying we are like behind. People are saying, when people are dying, keeping themselves inside Facebook, are they not using Facebook and Instagram? Okay. Does it mean that? Okay. Is that one not part of the reinvention?
There are more to these things. That you use Facebook app as a social media, perhaps to just cheer your friends and post up your beautiful pictures in a party, or in one function or the other. The world has gone beyond seeing the social space as an entertainment space, so to say. Even those in entertainment are cashing out with the social space. So the social media is the new curriculum vitae. Social media is the new platform where you can sell yourself. Through social media, you can go borderless. You can connect the US, you can connect the whole world using your Android phone. Now, when we say that the pandemic happened for us, it's that now that everyone is at home, this is the best time to reinvent yourself, not in just acquiring the knowledge, not in just being so good in your classroom. Right now, it's beyond the four walls of the school, right? Now, everything has gone digital. We even have our classes on Zoom. We have our classes on Facebook communities and groups. So things have gone beyond what we used to see as normal. We are no longer gathering in some structure called church to worship God. We are no longer gathering in some classroom, some room called the classroom to improve on our knowledge. Right now, everything has gone digital. So if you're just using your Android phone to post up pictures on social media and do the whole jamboree and razzmatazz of how fine and all that you're doing, you were way behind. So the pandemic happened for us to play a catch-up game with the global world.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, yeah. Now, you said this because some of the excuse, like we're in the second quarter of the year, and a whole lot of young people had plans for the year.
Okay.
Then coronavirus just came, and as it came, some people are shattered. They are jobless. You understand? They don't know what to do. Okay. Even some people who say they have purpose at this point, they just don't know where their purpose is heading at. You understand? So what can they do at this particular time to ensure that they stay abreast with what is in vogue and they cash out in it?
Okay, I will sum up this question in these few words: skill up or starve. Skill up or starve. It's the new normal. Now people are being relieved of work. Businesses have crashed. The old normal of one-on-one interaction, it's somewhat becoming, it has faded, so to say. Now businesses are only the businesses who have a space online can thrive. So if you're not skilling up at this point, if you're not learning if you're not learning to use these tools, because there are tools, technological tools, if you're not learning to position yourself in the digital space, then you will miss out at this time, and it means you will starve. So you need to take your knowledge. We are in the era of thought leadership. You need to take your knowledge to the digital space. The world is online. The world as it is online. Everything is being transacted online. We are learning online. We are worshiping online. We are trading online. It is no longer about products and services. It is now about products, services, and information. So if you're still waiting for everything to get back to normal and then you go open up your physical store and start selling your wares, I'm sorry, you might starve up. Get online. Put up your businesses online.
When you're saying put up your business, people are already doing. I don't know, on Facebook showing, people. When you say skills here now, what people learn after graduation is to go and learn. Is either you're doing catering, you understand, you're cooking. Okay. I'm not against that too, because it gives you a whole lot of money. Or they're into tailoring, bead making, and all that. Okay. And I think it's just the gender. And they just come to Facebook and Instagram to post the bag you're selling and the shoes and
let me give you an instance. This business, McDonald's in the US. Okay, that's very far away. Some businesses like Genesis, Kilimanjaro. I'm not promoting the brand. I wasn't paid to say this, but I'm using practical instances that we can connect to. While during the lockdown, structures were closed and locked down, but restaurants like the one I previously mentioned were still thriving. Why? Because they've already built some sort of online presence, and they already have a target audience who have connected with them. So with or without a physical connection in the structures they have put up as their restaurants, they still have their recipes being put online. People order food and they have their delivery men deliver it. Now we are talking about tailoring and all. Right now in this global time, we are not talking about sewing styles and having people wear it and run the wrong way. No, the global community is asking you, that thing which you do, how can it solve social problems? How can it solve the social sustainable development goals? How can we fit in what you do to solve human problems?
So how can they make use of what kind of technology? How can they make use of it actually now to do this? How can young people make use of it?
There are so many skills to learn. You can learn video editing. If you're a good writer, like in Africa especially, we don't value authors. We don't value writers. But writers are seriously cashing out in this present time. If you write so well, you need to know the right platforms. There are Fiverr, there is Upwork. These are platforms where if you write so well, you can project yourself on such platforms and have people hire you. And when I mean people hiring you, I'm not talking about local sort of a thing. You have people from different territories looking up to you to help them generate content as a writer. And then there is this Canadian dish competition I saw online. A lady enrolled into it. She enrolled for that competition in her kitchen. What did she do? She only sampled the recipes she was meant to make her egusi soup with, had it recorded over, and then uploaded on that site. Now people just watch and judge, the audiences watch and judge according to the recipe and the video presentation to award the person. Now whoever that wins that will rake in dollars, perhaps Canadian dollars. This lady in particular, the lady in question, might not have traveled to Lagos, not to talk of crossing Badagry Bridge, but she has earned in Canadian dollars because she positioned herself online. Now you're talking about the skills to learn. You need to learn video editing. You need to learn how to edit graphic design. You need to learn how to even write ebooks. And what are the tools to write these ebooks? Google is there. Google is your friend. Ask Google. Everything, every knowledge, every information you have, it's online. Because the difference between where you are and where you ought to be is information. The right information, right kind of information. So talking about the skills to learn, there are a whole lot of them. Now I just mentioned merging what you do to suit into the SDGs.
Yes.
You get online, look out for the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Which one matches with your passion or your interest? And then get into yourself. Firstly, it's about intentionality and then being strategic. What can I do to position myself? The world has gone borderless. We need Nigeria, we need African youth to understand this.
Okay. Now you were talking about, you said it's either you skill up or you starve. You understand?
It's that simple.
Okay, skill up or you starve. Now some people are trying to skill up, you understand? And you said the whatever, the barrier between where you are and where you're supposed to be is information. How can they access such information?
Okay. I know that every average Nigerian has an Android phone, right? Every yes has an Android phone. Now, what do you do when you subscribe? Are you only feeding the telecommunication industries? After 3 days, your gigabytes and your data expires. What do you do when you're online? Google is your friend. There is no information you seek for that you can't find on Google. The first thing is to question yourself. What is it I'm looking for? Then get on Google and ask question. How to pound yam is on Google. How to even be a good writer is on Google. How to make hair is on Google. How to do video editing is on Google. How to create apps on your phone. Now TikTok is trending. These are apps. What are we not talking about? Facebook was created by a young man, Mark Zuckerberg, in his early 30s. When did he create it? In his late 20s or early 20s. So these are apps. As a youth, what are you thinking of at this moment? Some persons will tell you, is it not when you're fully fed that you can start being creative and innovative? But right now, if you don't skill up, you will even die of the hunger. So it's either you skill up or you starve. And it's so easy. If you're opportune to own an Android phone, get on Google. According to your passion and interest, ask Google questions. How can I, as a tailor, as a roadside tailor, get my business online? How can I, as a writer, begin to cash out of what I do? How can I monetize my knowledge? And what is your knowledge? I write, I cook, I teach. I am currently undergoing a French class online. So this lady thought, okay, since schools are closed down, there are no students to attend to, she brought her knowledge online.
And you are paying for it?
Yes, you would have to pay for it. I have some other courses I paid to access.
Wow. So everything is online.
Everything.
Now let's talk about the place of timing. Because for in the life of every young man, there is a timing. There's a time and there is season. So there is timing and time management. Now when you say go online, go to Google, some people can wake up and when their parents ask them, they say they were watching Generation Next and they say they should go online. You understand? So please, what is the place of timing and time management in a time as this?
Okay, the time we're into, it's one that it's very glaring. You know, it's just like everyone knows we're in a rainy season. So it's not something you even need to go read up in a book to know what we are currently the season we are currently in. Everybody knows about the COVID-19. It's an invisible enemy because truly we don't even know what we are fighting or what we are up against. But this is the season, this is the time. And this time, this pandemic has caused a whole lot of disruption, which even as youths, we are majorly affected. For the past how many months we've not been to school? And if you're so nonchalant, you've not been reading up at home, it's as though you are fading. You're not growing. So the place of timing in this particular time, what I'm trying to say is it's not something hidden. Even a child understands what is happening.
So what can they do? That's the place of timing. What should they do now?
Well, the first thing to start with, like we were talking about in the previous episode, is for you to discover yourself. Who are you aside Esther, if I may ask? If I come up to meet you, okay, I was opportune to grant an interview earlier this year, and then the interviewer, a foreigner from the US, they're like, oh, Regina, nice to meet you. I was expecting perhaps the next question like, may we meet you, our normal formalities of interviews here in Nigeria. And I said, oh, what are you called? That was the foreigner's question. Hi, Regina, nice to meet you. What are you called? So in such situation, what are you called? Aside Regina, who am I aside Regina? What have I discovered myself? What is it that I am doing as my assignment on earth? How am I fulfilling purpose? How am I helping to eradicate the problems in our present society? What am I contributing? So the first thing for every youth to start doing at this time is to question yourself. Get into retrospect and ask yourself, who are you aside your name? Who are you aside the wife? Who are you aside the daughter? Who are you aside the husband?
Okay. Who are you aside your name? Like, what is oh my God.
That's the first point.
That's the first point. So
Yeah.
now, can you just, to wrap it up on the segment so we can just go do the social media part of it, can you just, round up, just tell them little things they can do to manage their time and be productive?
Okay, aside self-discovery, if you already discovered yourself or you're yet to find out what is more about you, I will advise you, try to have some moments of retrospect, because you know yourself better. Self-discovery is about the self. It is not about what someone else told you. It is not about what the significant adults in your life, perhaps that raised you, told you. Oh, you look like you can sing. No, it's not about what they are saying. It's about what you have discovered from your strengths and abilities that you can do. And after that point, what happens next is you try to develop, like polish that which you have found out about yourself. And how do you go about polishing it? If it's something you feel you cannot start up alone, you can volunteer. You can look for organizations to serve, to better polish yourself. Because it is only when you understand your personal assignments on earth that we can start talking about time management. Else, what are we managing? It will just be like every normal human that wakes up in the morning, either brushes or not, looks for breakfast, feeds or eats, lies on the couch. We call them couch potatoes. Lie on the couch with your potato and your Netflix or your African magic, and that's how your time whiles away. Even when you're being told perhaps schedule some sort of personal development in your time and read some books, it's always sounding foreign. Because to you don't quite understand why you should be reading books. Why should I be reading about technology? I don't have an interest in it. Why should I read about this? But when you are clear
about
on
your
what,
purpose.
yes, it guides you on how to start. Okay, write a to-do list for today. What is my morning routine? What should I be doing at this point in scheduling?
So it solution.
Thank you.
Okay, we're always running out of time, so let me just round it off for her. I'm so glad to bring her here. And if you can take anything from her, she said scale up or you start. Then number 2, you have to schedule yourself, you understand, and have clarity of purpose. Let it be clear in black and white. And that's it on the discussion segment of Generation Next TV show. And I'm so happy to have you here, and I hope when Next will call you, you will come. Thank you so much. The social media part comes up immediately after the show. Just stay tuned for a while. Yes, you're welcome back to Generation Next. I'm glad to know you're still watching. And I'm right now on the social media segment, meaning today I took out my time to read out some quotes about the place of timing and time management. Someone said, Ray Bradbury said, time is so strange and life is twice as strange. The cogs mix the wheels turn and life interplays too early or too late. I live too long, that much is certain. Anyway, it was sounding so foreign for you. But let me read one that is quite close. This one is from Shannon L. Alder. I said, every talent you have is not wasted. It is there because of a reason, and God will open that door when the right time comes along to use it. He said you're here for a reason and God's going to open that door. But it is in your place to know that the door has been opened and make use of it. The wait is as much journey as the motion because timing is pivotal. So all the times you're waiting for things to happen is as much important as the journey itself. Timing is pivotal. Then the last one I have for you here is from Lang Liv, and I think it's a Chinese. He said you can create something that is more genius, but you have to get your timing right. So it's not about creating something that is genius. Your timing also has to be right. And that's it on today's edition of Generation Next TV show on Orange TV channel 59 and also on Star Times on our YouTube channel. I'm so glad to know you. So on behalf of all the wonderful people who ensure that today is a success, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you same time, same station. Bye bye.